Hey folks, Vortex here and welcome to my review of the Kiwi Ears Allegro Mini. As you can see, it is very small. There's my hand for comparison, tiny box. So yes, you get 3.5 and 4.4mm connectors on it, and this is meant to be very cheap. I think it's around $20 give or take. So yeah, I've never seen anything to have both connectors on for such a small amount of money. And anyway, full disclaimers, I'd like to thank Linsol for sending this out to me, so thank you very much. I was not paid to do this video, nor thoughts, opinions are my own. And yeah, quite curious to see what's something, to be honest, relatively affordable with both connectors on. Especially that kind of form factor. So yeah, let's just get into it. So let's have in this tiny box. So the last dongle I think I did from Kiwi Ears actually was, I think was pretty decent. Obviously a bit more expensive than this, so obviously they're good to do something similar but also cheaper. Obviously the form factor is a bit different. Obviously with this you can see they tried to keep the cost down. If I can actually get it out. Here we go. And that's it. So there's absolutely no paperwork. So also I presume this won't have a microphone. As normally these if you normally get a dongle with both, you don't really get one. So metal, obviously 4.4. To focus 3.5 and that's it. Allegro Mini 328, well I guess it's 32 but it's 384 kilohertz. Just about to see that. That's it. Metal seems fine, and that's it. Some marks on it, but it looks like it's just from when it was put in the it comes off just from when it's put inside, and that's it. I guess the sound quality is pretty good. It doesn't look that powerful on paper, but yeah, I'll see what it's like. So welcome to my review section of the Kiwi Ears Allegro Mini. Obviously the normal Allegro is a completely different shape and looks like a gamepad, like a controller. Obviously this is different and much smaller. So just quickly go over it. As you can see here, black on the bottom, 3.5 there, 4.4. So they're nearly touching end to end with the connectors. So bear that in mind, and that's it. There's no light, it's some sort of metal, and that's that. So filters, start from that, because most of these DAC dongles have them. This is no filters. I also have no idea what DAC they use at all. It doesn't really say anything. There's no colours or anything. I know it can do, well, I'll get to the specs in a bit. So yeah, no filters, there's no colours, it's just the branding on there. Obviously it's just Type-C. Doesn't even come with an adapter, say if you want to use this with the computer. And then no USB-A adapter, there's nothing like that. So yeah, no filters, no idea about the colours. Power, so according to the Linsol website, it's 30 milliwatts per channel at 32 ohms. So it's not exactly powerful. So to bring that more into perspective, so using this with my phone, and my test one was the Noise HCK F1 Pro, which is a planar. So we're at the 4.4, which is obviously tends to be more powerful. I had to get an easy 70% at the phone. I have to focus good 70% to get what our class as a normal volume. If you've got headphones, it'd be even harder to power than that. But yet with planars, it took a good 70%. But using it with my PC with the USB-A adapter, it was allowed at 6%. So phones are very different to how it handles obviously the power and data compared to a phone. But say with my PC, absolutely fine. So just power is not always everything. It just depends on what you use it with. So this would recommend, this in my opinion would be good with a laptop. If you've got a Type-C port or USB-A, get the adapter, plug that into your side of your laptop. As long as you don't move around, it keeps it within the frame, if you know what I mean, of the laptop. So it is weak and it's not weak, if you know what I mean. Just depends on your use case basically. Yeah, so like I said, there's nothing on it, there's no buttons, so it's very basic. Obviously I tried this with Windows 10, works fine, and obviously I tried it with my phone, which is Android 13 or 14, I can't remember. Again, no problem at all. I presume it would work on Linux, but I have not tested that yet, so Just bear that in mind. But if it's driver free for Windows, it should be the same story for Linux, really. So sound, what does this actually sound like? It doesn't really sound like anything. It doesn't really seem to me basically have a sound signature. It just emits sound out the sides. So I'd class it as neutral, or maybe a touch on the boring side. I don't know if that's a bad thing, but that's to me what it sounds like. It just sounds kind of normal. So if a track's got bass, it's got bass. It doesn't really sound bright. It doesn't really sound thin. It just sounds, I'd say, fairly transparent, really. It sounds absolutely fine. And I think this is $24, but I'll talk about my thoughts on it at the end. So power consumption, I think it seems quite efficient, because it's not really power hungry. You know, it is what it is. It's just a little metal box, really. And it doesn't really get warm either in use. I think because it's on the lower power output side, it's weaker compared to some items. This doesn't really get hot. Some of the dongles I've tried, I think the SMSL, one I tried recently, I think it's the D10, that gets hot, but it's a lot more powerful than this. So I'm ultimately not surprised, really. Now, noise floor is normally a problem with some of these, and I didn't really seem to notice it. So the circuitry inside seems to be obviously up to a decent standard, and that's that. So I don't know if it does DSD. It is up to 32-bit 384 kHz, which is, again, more than enough for some of the cheaper Realtek ones, and I think the Connexants do the same, really, and that's that. So conclusion, trying to keep this video short, what do I think? Now, these are $24. Now, that's the cheapest one I've seen, with 3.5 and a 4.4. Now, from what I could try, for the 4.4 is slightly more powerful. Again, within, you know what I mean? There's not much really in it. It's slightly more powerful for the 4.4. But the problem is the Theo, is it the K11 I've reviewed? The one that looks like quite a long dongle DAC. That's about $5 more, $6 more. And it's vastly more powerful than this, but it's only 3.5. So you're at a point where you can spend a little bit more and get a lot more powerful, or stay at this kind of price and get kind of flexibility of connectors. So if you don't want to keep swapping cables all the time or whatever, you can use both. For example, I've got the Shure S12 Pro that comes with a 3.5 and a 4.4 connector, so you could use with either if you want to do that. But yeah, it doesn't really blow me away. It seems fine. It's just the cheapest way, I think, of getting 3.5 and 4.4. Again, notably better with the computer, from my experience. Yeah, and that's all I can say. It seems absolutely fine. It doesn't really, it's not a jack of all trades. It's a little bit basic, but it does the job. I just don't like the idea of this, say some of these dongles plugged into your phone like there. And, you don't really start to break connectors. Makes more sense to me with a laptop. So again, plug that inside your laptop and plug your earphones in, and it's obviously within kind of the framework of the laptop. It makes a little bit more sense in my opinion. But yeah, $24 seems decent. Again, it's not that powerful via with a phone, but that could just be my phone. But I've tried it with another phone I used to have, and it was a bit more. It's the same, so I think it's this kind of dongle. But yeah, it's fine. It doesn't really excel anything, but it's just the cheapest way of getting, I think, 3.5 and 4.4 in the same unit, and I think that's pretty much it. So I'll end it there. So if you think I missed anything, please do let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care. As always, see you in the next video.